A Demon in My View by Ruth Rendell, read by George Baker. The cellar was divided into rooms. Each of these caverns, except the last of them, was cluttered with the rubbish which usually encumbers the cellars of old houses. Broken bicycles, old mould-grown leather cases, wooden crates, yellowing newspapers bundled up with string. The place smelt of soot and fungus. Between the junk heaps a passage had been cleared, from the steps to the first doorless doorway, on to the second doorway, and thence to the bare room beyond. And in this room, unseen as yet in the pitch blackness, the figure of a woman leaned against the wall. He came down the steps, with a torch in his hand, and bolted the door behind him. Then, led by its beam, he picked his way softly along the path. There was no sound but the shuffle of his slippers on the sooty stone. Yet as he entered the second room, he told himself he had heard ahead of him an indrawn breath, a small gasp of fear. He smiled. At the second doorway he raised the beam, moving it languidly towards the right. It showed him pocked walls, a cracked ceiling hung with cobwebs, a trickle of viscous water running from the fissure in the split brick, and then, playing in a downward arc, it showed him a woman's figure. Her white face, beautiful, unmarked by any flaw of skin or feature, stared blankly back at him, her slim body in its short black dress pressing into the wall which supported it. A handbag was hooked over one of her arms, and she wore scuffed black shoes. He didn't speak. He had never known how to talk to a woman. There was only one thing he had ever been able to do to a woman. And advancing now, smiling, he did it. On the odd-numbered side of Trinity Road, the houses were tall, with high basements. They faced terraces of brown brick, humbler looking, and only 3 floors high. Outside number 142 was parked a large shiny car, a green Jaguar. The car looked incongruous in Trinity Road. A shallow flight of steps led to a front door whose woodwork might have been of any colour, it was so long since it had been painted. There were 5 bells, each one but the lowest labelled. A psychologist would have learned much from the distinctive labelling of these bells. The topmost bore below it a typewritten slip, framed in a plastic container clearly designed for this purpose, which stated, Flat 2, Mr. A. Johnson.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?